All right, there we go. All right, so very good morning, everyone, from the flight deck. And my apologies for the false start to the stream there. Thought I had everything set up, but then when I flipped over to the actual Microsoft Flight Simulator tiled view here, it was not showing the overlay properly, so that was a little bit annoying. But we got it running now, so that's the important thing. It just took a little bit of technical persistence. Unfortunately, sometimes the only way to get this software to cooperate when it doesn't detect everything when it starts up is to restart the software, which of course means terminating the stream and then restarting it. So it's unfortunately it's a side effect sometimes of the way this system works, but for the most part it works pretty reliably. I find once I get it going, it's just sometimes it just needs that little extra reboot, restart, a little extra push in the morning. Need to pour a little bit more coffee into the computer, I guess, before we get going in the mornings. So welcome back, everybody, to the Pilot's Life live stream. And of course, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting myself, so there we are. A very good morning, everybody. Welcome to the flight deck. Thank you for joining me, those of you that are here already, and those of you that are going to come very soon, hopefully. And we are here for another flight in my Pilot's Life career. So today, we are going from Cleveland, where we're parked right now, back to New York LaGuardia. So not JFK this time. I keep on saying JFK because every second leg in this career in this particular schedule that I generated was back to JFK, but for some reason this one little one's a little aberration, and for this next schedule we go to LaGuardia instead, which is fine. It's a great airport, lots of fun to get into, lots of beautiful approaches into LaGuardia. Hopefully we'll get some New York controllers online on this Sunday morning. Just to give you a quick preview of what's coming up after that, after LaGuardia, we're off to Norfolk, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half shot down the coast. Good morning, Squibbly. Not sure if we're going to do that today. I kind of am a little optimistic that we might get that done today, but again, I have obligations later in the day with a very hard time schedule. It's a concert I have to go to, so it's not something I can wish-wash on too much. So if we are not ready to go on time when we get back to LaGuardia, then we won't do Norfolk. But if it looks like we do have just enough time to squeeze it in there, we'll try. So I'm going to try and get this going pretty quickly. After we do Norfolk, the next stream I have to do is Norfolk back to JFK and JFK over to Washington Dulles. You're okay with the shorter flight. You got to put up drapes. Yeah. See, and it's I'm just happy to get together and do this stuff with you guys. So I've been doing these kind of double leg streams lately, and it is a bit much sometimes. It's a lot to take in at one time. I haven't been doing very much streaming lately, so it's a bit much to take in. I think we probably will cut it at one, but we'll see how it's going when we get to LaGuardia. If it's going really well and things are and time is really good, then we'll go with there. But we only have 4 legs left to do in this schedule. It seems like it's taken forever, and I have to apologize. It's just the nature of the beast right now. I've been going through training for the last 3 months now, and I'm not done yet, but I'm getting close to the end. The end is in sight. By the end of this month, if everything goes more or less according to plan, I should be finally done training. My life will kind of settle down a little bit. I'll still be doing studying, but it won't be constantly I swear, every single day, at least a couple hours given over to studying. So hopefully that'll kind of go a little bit it'll make things a little bit better in the new year for getting these schedules done. I know it's been a little bit challenging. I know you guys love doing it, and I love doing it too. And especially given the season this month, this is going to be a bit of a challenging month. I just got the schedule yesterday for the rest of the month, more or less, and it is not looking good for weekends anyways. So I'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. If we can squeeze in that other leg, if it's only one short leg to do, it's not so bad. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, lots of stuff has happened kind of here in my Pilot's Life career. I did, as a point of interest, I applied to a whole bunch of airlines after my last stream, just to see if they would take me. So I applied to Flair Airlines, Republic, and Mesa Airlines, and they all accepted my application. That being said, that was 3 weeks ago, and the job offer has since been rescinded, but it was just more or less, it was kind of exploratory just to see what I got. And the nice thing about this is that you don't get punished if you don't take a job that you're offered, but just to see what jobs were available to me, given that I'm only a 1-star pilot, but I do have a pretty good rating. Just thinking about it. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. Anyways, given that I'm a 1-star pilot, but I have a pretty good overall rating, I can probably get to a 3-star airline pretty easily. So just because we've only got 4 legs left, I'm kind of kind of looking at what's next. Do I want to stick with Endeavour for another season, for another schedule, or do I want to try a different airline, maybe try the different airplane? I have to say that I recently have gotten the, ever since the last sim update, that Phoenix Airbus works a lot smoother, a lot faster, not nearly the frame rate hit it was giving before. So something with an Airbus is considered. Did you hear about the Flare 737 which overran the runway in Waterloo? A little bit of snow falls and everyone forgets how to drive. Yeah, first of all, I'm happy that it was just a minor runway overrun and that everybody's safe, nobody's injured, so that's great. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, stuff is going to happen in this business. If stuff does happen, you want it to be the minor stuff. You want it to be, a runway overrun's not fantastic by any means. It's not something you really want to have happen. But compared to some of the other possible incidences, I'd rather, you know, land, and not that I want to, but I'd rather land long and go off the end of the runway at a low speed than come up short on an approach and go and, you know, hit the ground at high speed just short of the runway. So, you know, it's not great, and I wouldn't want it to happen, period. But, you know, if those are the incidents we're talking about in this industry right now, I'd say we're doing pretty good. You know, a runway overrun with no injuries, a little bit of damage to the aircraft is not a bad outcome. You know, again, it should it have happened? Possibly not. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know too many of the details, but just always happy that, you know, people can walk away from an incident. All right, just need some pilot's jet fuel there, and we need to just get this thing going here. So, yeah, so we've had those, and I did actually have a friend request in there, and I wasn't even paying attention to that because I was just talking about what I was doing there, but I did get a friend request here. So whoever has sent me a friend request, I'm going to just quickly accept that on stream, whoever you are, and we're going to get this thing going here. If this thing will actually get going here, come on. I'm pretty sure that every time you do anything in this program, it interacts with the server. So that's usually why there's a pause, is it's loading data from the server. Come on. All right, you're going to make me do it later, aren't you? All right. The second I move it off screen is when it happens. All right. Friend request, whoever this is, Yoon Woojin from South Korea. Sounds good. Let's see if I can get myself 10 friends here. Get an achievement just for that. All right. While it's thinking about that, we're going to do a couple things here. So we're going to request refueling. We're going to operate the jetway if I can do it. Come on. GSX takes a moment to think about the fueling. Oh, really, GSX? Really? You died right then and there? Oh my god, you're killing me here. Okay, fine. You know what? You want to die? That's fine. I don't care. I'll try you one more time here. Nope. There's also one other thing you can do here, and that is you can try to restart it here. Restart the GSX engine. It's a pain in the butt, but we'll see what we can do with it. In the meantime, see if we can't get that jetway moving over here. Probably should open the door first. And pull out my CRJ checklist, which I have not pulled out for a while here. Holy moly. It's been a while since I've flown this aircraft, honestly. All right, so let's get the door open. Passenger door, let's get those guardrails down just so it doesn't hit the bridge. Bridge is already here anyways. All right, safety check. Circuit breakers closed. Nose wheel steering switch is... wow, I'm not even thinking here. Nose wheel steering switch is off. Hydraulic pumps are all off. Landing gear lever is down. Flight spoiler lever is set. Sorry, it's retracted. Slats and flaps are set. Radar is off. ADG manual release is stowed. Emergency flap switch is normal. Battery master on. And we should have external power, I would think. Why we wouldn't have it connected sitting here at the gate, I don't know. I hope that's loud enough. If it's not loud enough, guys, let me know. It sounds very quiet kind of in my ears right now, but I find that for some reason it's always very quiet, the output to my headset here. So we don't need the APU because we're just going to put on AC power for now. There's AC electrics. IRS is to nav. That's always important. Not going to get very far without navigation. Emergency equipment, we'll say we've checked the fire extinguisher, the crash axe, breathing apparatus, all that stuff, oxygen masks. Gear and safety pins, we had a look. They're on board. The airplane documents, check the logbook, check to make sure all your certificates are here. Hydraulic 3A pump is off right now, and FMS initialization complete. So we're going to get that underway here. And let's see here. Where's my flight plan? Just pull it up here really quick. And while we're at it, before I forget, let's give GSX one more try here.
Refueling truck is on its way.
There we go. Now it seems like it wants to work. All right, in the meantime, GSX, you can also start boarding.
Boarding requested.
It seems really quiet in my ears, so I hope that's loud enough for you guys. I might just turn it up just a little bit here. And I think those are the two things we really need for today. So let's hop in that FMS and start getting to work here, setting up this flight. So position it. First of all, we go to page 2. Grab that GNSS position there and pop it back on the set position, and we will align our IRSs to the current GPS position. And then we'll start with our flight plan here. So again, I'm going to pull this off over here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to use my tablet input device with the AviaWorks server here just to put stuff into that FMS so you guys can see the flight plan as I'm kind of going through it here. So today's flight plan is KCLE-1L to KLGA 1R. And alternate today is Boston, so KBOS in 2R. And then we can do a departure arrival. So departure today, let's see what we got for routing here out of Cleveland. Routing. I'm guessing that's the Pink Floyd one, since the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, Ohio. Pink Floyd 1. Weather, let's see here. So I don't think we have Cleveland Center. No, we got Boston, and we got New York. So we might get some ATC when we get to our destination. But for the departure, we're a little bit, oops, wrong airport. For the departure right now, we're a little bit on our own. Winds 210 at 9, so I'm going to say 24 left for departure. And let's see the major transition. And then that's in the flight plan, Pink Floyd 1 to Pink Floyd.
Fuel truck is in position.
Why did it not go all the way to major? I swear I selected major. Yeah, it's in there, but it's not on the flight plan page for some reason. So we're just going to go, we're going to go with it for now. The fuel truck is here, so let's just have a quick look at our fuel load here on page 1. Block fuel of 9,900 pounds. So we'll go with this one's a little bit high, but 60%, and hopefully it'll do that automatically on its own. Yeah, look at that. The fuel total is going up, so GSX is compatible with the CRJ. Wow, that is some fast fuel in there. That is not a very realistic speed for fueling, but it's working. All I had to do was give him an amount, and it worked, so that's good. So we're going to have a little bit more fuel than we planned on. That's fine. All right, back to the flight plan. So after major, we're going direct to Keating, which is Echo, Tango, Golf, and then the MIP4. So it's a very straightforward flight plan here. So departure arrival again, a 2R for LaGuardia, estimating 3-1. So 3-1's always a fun one there. Hopefully we have I believe the RNAV X-ray is the river visual. Or not the river visual. I'm thinking Chicago. I'm thinking Washington. The park visual is what we're going to plan on, because it's supposed to be a really nice day there. So the MIP4 arrival, Keating transition, and we'll execute all of that. And there it is. It's all in our flight plan. Let's go to the legs page and just make sure everything's in there. Yeah, everything's in there. We have a Pachu, Shea, Gakar, Daryl, Keith. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the river visual, or the park visual. We'll check it up when we're on our way anyways to make sure it's all correct. Perfect. So that's all done. Let's go to the perf page. Perf and knit. And I guess we got to set this to match our sim brief here. So our sim brief again. Let's see here. Weight and balance. We're looking at 83 packs. So let's go ahead and bump that up. 78. All right, we'll just increase the cargo weights a little bit as well there. And then, perfect. All right, so we'll set that payload in the sim. So now it's been transferred into the sim. And just because I'm just lazy, you guys don't want to see me punching numbers, we're going to just copy that perf init directly into the FMS. And last but not least, we're going to init the fuel from the aircraft, assuming it's probably done. Is it done here? That's weird. Isn't that weird? It fueled it, and then it went back. Fuel truck's gone now. And my lights are on because that's why. Because I have all these things set up on here now. That is weird. So here comes the baggage train anyways, so let's make sure those baggage doors are open, but that is really weird. Why did you take the jetway away, honestly? Some days, put the jetway back. You can open the luggage doors as well. That's really weird. Or was it because I didn't init the fuel from the aircraft? You know what? That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. I probably copied it over. Let's do this 11,000. It's more than we need. Let's just do this. If I hit set payload in simulator, yeah, that's probably what I did because I hit set payload in simulator. I should have hit init fuel from the sim first. So copied the fuel from the airplane into the tablet and then copied all the settings back there. That's what I did. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Live and learn. I haven't flown the CRJ too much lately. Been flying around a lot in the bus and getting some use out of the PMDG Boeing as well. So just haven't had a chance to fly very much. So it shows every time I get on this stream. Kind of looking forward almost to a new airplane, a new something different. All right, cruise altitude. What do we file that here? Cruise altitude of 370. See now, Cleveland to New York, that's a little bit better. I laughed when we did like 350 from Buffalo to New York. I thought that was like, but we made it in the end. The CRJ is a good climber. She'll get up there fast. So I guess it is worthwhile getting up there if you can, if you've got a long enough leg. All right. Performance init. Let's see here. Average ISA of -3. It's getting -3. It's getting colder this time of year, and the average wind of 283 at 99. We're going to have a good wind behind us. This is going to be a short flight. 283 at 99. Nice. All right, we don't need anything else there. Target takeoff time is in 17 minutes, so hopefully we make that. I'm just curious what GSX is doing here. It's boarding passengers now. I don't even hear them. I don't hear them. I don't see them. Usually it animates them quite well, so even if you don't see them coming down the bridge because the bridge is opaque, you usually see them coming out the door of the bridge getting in the airplane, so it's weird. Anywho, they are loading the bag, so it is trying to load something. The only thing I'm going to change here is the cruise always seems to be defaulted to 0.77 on SimBrief, which is fine. We'll just plan ourselves based on that, and that's basically it. The only thing I have left is a 46-degree flex temp seems to always work really well for me, and that's it. The FMS is all set up. We can do a quick little overhead flow here. Make sure that our electricals are all on. Fire detection sets off all the lights. It's funny that this is a silent fire detect. Or is it because the master's already flashing? You would think that like a fire detection would set off an alarm in an airplane. Anywho, nav lights are on, fuel pumps are off, cross bleeds normal, auto, isolation valves closed, bleed sources both engines. We can probably start the APU at this point. We're done fueling. Door is open, start. All right, and we're gonna put on the 1, 3B, and 2 pumps. And just check it on the hydraulics page here. And they are all pressurized, perfect. We can put them all to auto, we should lose pressure from all of them, excellent. And we'll get the 3 pump on at this point. Cabin pressure, we only probably needed to go up 1 click. Get those packs on for when the APU comes online. The recirc fan can come on. And windshield heat needs to be heating up. Dome light we don't need. It's daytime. Seatbelts, no smoking can go on. Emergency lights armed. Perfect. Alright, the nose steering's off. And altimeter here in Cleveland, 3026. And set both sides on the left. You know what I haven't even run yet, and I'm not even thinking about it? That's why it's so quiet. FS2 crew. I think it's been a month since we did the last... I think it's been a month since we did the last of these, so it really is kind of wacky. I do still feel kind of just out of it. Not quite, not out of it, but just definitely very much not in sync with this particular airplane, that's for sure.
Stand by.
Cancel last command. Cancel checklist.
Maintenance status.
Complete left. Complete left. Set and checked.
Complete right. Gear pins.
Stowed.
Removed. Hydraulic test.
Complete.
Clocks.
1332 set left.
1332. Set right. Originating check complete.
Well, it was not the check I wanted, or it wasn't the one I wanted to check, but it actually was about the right time to do it. So we've got a few more things to do here. We just got to set up our departure here. Oh, for crying out loud! Give it a second. Alright, we're back to this again, are we? You can tell when I haven't streamed for a while because I'm not ready with as many things as I am. And it's funny because some of the things that I am getting ready ahead of time, you guys don't even notice because they're done. But of course, it's the things that I forget that I end up doing on stream that you guys immediately notice. You see it right away. So, all right, Cleveland. Really, I'm just looking for the departure today. Chart list. Sid. Pink Floyd one, RNAV departure. I just need a top altitude. Give me a top altitude here. 238's the heading. And top altitude of 14,000. That's what I'm looking for here. So without any ATC to amend it, we're going to go 14,000 feet. Just see at the corner there. And 238's the heading. Alright, there we go. So 238. Alright, and the speed should already be set to our... no, it's not. Yeah, no, it is. 164. E2 plus 10. Depends on the aircraft you're in. So different airplanes, you have to have different speeds pre-selected. The old airplane, you just had to set the VFS speed. Alright, that's all set up. Test the anti-skid by turning it off and turning it on again. If the alert goes away, then it's passed its test. Alright, you don't need to do as well as I just need to do that. Alright, gear bay overheat, gear bay overheat test, good. Lamp test. There really are not that many lamps in this airplane. You look at some airplanes and the overhead panels are huge. The 737 comes to mind, but even the Airbus has got a pretty big overhead panel with a lot of stuff on it. The CRJ, relatively a simple airplane on the overhead panel. The systems are there, but they're all very basic systems with very basic controls. Make sure we got Unicom up there, we got 2000, and we want the TCAS to be relative. Again, it's one of those weird things that, what a strange default. I've never seen an airline. Not those ones. Stab trim. Never seen an airline that liked the absolute so much. Every airline I've ever worked at likes relative. Alright, now we're supposed to test the trims as well, so let's just test them. And you can just see it moving there at the top of the screen, out of the green, and back into the green. There we go. Alright, and I think we're all set up there. Are you ready for a departure briefing? Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
All right. So today we are, let's see here. We're parked at the gate here in Cleveland. I think we're Bravo 6 or Bravo 8 right here on the top side of Bravo Concourse. We're going for departure runway 24 left, which means it is a super short taxi out. Juliet 6 to Lima 7. It's about a 300-foot taxi out, I swear, maybe 500 feet. So we'll be there in no time. For departure 24 left, no hotspots along that route. For the Pink Floyd RNAV1 departure out of Cleveland. This is on plate 10-3 Foxtrot, 26th of March of 2020. Radar required, RNAV1, DDR, GPS required. That's all normal. Initial climb 24 left, climb on heading 238. I should be looking at the FMS while we do this. Climb on heading 238 to intercept course of 288 to Wish. Then on track 288 to cross Ewer at or below 6,000. And then right turn to cross here at or above 8,000. Then on track 094 to cross Sid at or above 10,000. And then on track 094 to P Floyd. And then after P Floyd, we go to Curdy and Major. So that's our whole departure. It is programmed in there. I noticed there is one level off at or below 6,000. So I'm going to set that because I have very little faith. There's no real active VNAV in this aircraft. So we're going to set the initial 6,000 foot restriction there until we pass, what is it, UA? The one that starts with a Y. Ewer, 6,000 and below. Once we've passed Ewer, then we're good to go higher. And we can get the go-around bars up there as well. All right. Terrain around Cleveland's not much of an issue. The MSA is 3,100 feet all sectors. Weather is looks like a beautiful day out there. Actually, the funny thing is that ever since the last sim update, I keep not noticing that it doesn't do real time. It doesn't do real weather. It's very annoying. So there we go. Now it's got to real weather. Operational. No MELs on this aircraft. Quick NOTAM check just to make sure there's nothing untowards on this thing here. Where did my flight plan go? There it is. NOTAMs. Cleveland. Nothing about 24 left being closed. Direction signs. Okay, that's okay. We can deal with stuff like that. Now we've got ice reported now that the temperature dropped, but it can't be ice because there's no visible moisture here. Yeah, nothing too exciting in those NOTAMs. So that's all I've got. Pre-start checklist.
Stand by.
Due to icing conditions,
Fuel quantity.
please stand by until push is completed and brakes are set.
Released with 11 tons on board.
11020 pounds. Confirmed. Cabin signs.
On.
Pressurization.
Hello, Captain. We are ready
Set.
to push back.
Altimeters.
3026 set left and center. 3026 set left and center.
3026. Set right and cross-checked. Flight instruments.
Set left.
Set right.
Departure checks
Oxygen
completed.
flow.
Bypass pin inserted.
Sorry, I was just adjusting a setting there. I cannot seem to get my oxygen mask in view. Checked left.
Checked right. FMS.
Set and checked.
Radios.
Set left.
Locking gear.
Set right. Takeoff brief.
Complete.
Are you positive? Restart check complete.
Oh, I forgot to ask any questions. Any questions? Any questions?
No questions.
I finished it. I just didn't ask the simple magic word. Any questions? All right. We can get that bridge out of here. We can go nose, tail left. Get this bridge out of here. Let me just make sure that this is tracking here. So we do have flight sim collected. We do have flight stage pre-flight. So it does know what we're doing, which is good. I think we're ready to go. Unless I'm missing something, but I think we're ready to go. So let's get rid of that jet bridge. Where's my pushback helper there? There it goes. Now it doesn't want to move the jet bridge. Now the jet bridge is stuck. Really? Can I ask GSX to... Oh, now it's locked in there. Oh my gosh. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It's going. It's going. Here I am trying to start Pushback Express just to get that to work. That's hilarious. Alright. Get rid of that. Alright. Start checklist. Start checklist. I can't remember what the heck this checklist is called. I gotta write it on my other checklist that I have here. The other one was the before start checklist. Engine start checklist.
APU.
On.
Takeoff data, set 4777206 pounds. V speeds are V1, 145, VR, 145, V2, 156, VFTO, 204, flaps 8, set right.
Set left.
Trims engaged and centered, 7.5. Seatbelt and shoulder harness.
Check left.
Checked right. Hydraulic pumps.
Auto and on.
Beacon.
On.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Doors.
Closed.
Release
Engine start
parking
check
brake.
complete.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Wonderful. Let's get going. Did anyone notice that the speeds were off there? The speeds he called out were a couple knots off from the speeds that are logged in the system there, and I even looked over at his side, and he's got the same speeds I've got, so it's a little weird. I wonder where he was reading those speeds from.
Stand by.
Release parking brake.
Maintenance status.
Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Alright, so we got that all ready to go. Brakes are off, ready for pushback, the lights start to look back.
Stand by. Valves and wings are going
Cancel
off.
checklist. Cancel last command. Stop listing every little thing I say.
Fuel quantity.
Release parking brake.
Cancel checklist.
Roger.
That's why. Shocks.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by until push is completed and brakes are set.
Yeah, they were just a little bit off. It was weird. Very weird. Alright, so they're saying icing conditions. Like, I'm looking out here, I'm seeing a dry ramp. It's a dry ramp, it's a sunny day. Yes, it's cold. Yes, it's below zero, but below zero does not necessarily make icing conditions. You need moisture and, you need moisture as well as cold temperatures to get icing conditions. Otherwise, it's not really icing conditions. Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
This is one of those cases where you use your captain prerogative and overrule the procedures and say there is no point to de-icing. You're just going to make a big sticky mess. You're going to waste a lot of money. You're going to waste a lot of expense, time, and for what? Not making life any safer if there's not actually anything actually on the airplane. Where's he going to push us back to? I wonder if we'll just all the way back to that back side. We should probably stop here. I want to go. I thought he was going to do like tail left like this way, but I guess it's a taxiway here, so he's going to push us all the way back on that taxiway. Not gonna work.
Set parking brake.
Alright, the brakes are
Cockpit
set.
ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Getting there in the engine start anyways. But I turned that on, the automatic dismiss the ground crew, because I found like waiting for the engine start, triggering them to go and release the
Engine 1 start complete.
the pins and everything was just taking way too long. So I just, there's a setting in GSX and they automatically walk away as soon as the push is done. Start engine 2. start engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
Just checking the settings on my thrust levers there, making sure they're working, because I remember one time we did a stream, and I got all the way to the point where you start taxi, and the thrust levers didn't work, so it's good to see they're working today. Alright, we should probably make sure we do that transponder on. We do. These guys are going. GSX adds a nice level of immersion. A little bit better than Pushback
Tow truck
Express
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
in terms of the detail. The only
Left
thing
is clear.
that
Right is clear.
that I missed that I really like about Pushback Express is voice control. Everything with GSX, I think, you know, if GSX and Pushback Express could get together and combine their product, they would have like the ultimate product. Take the voice, take the detail, like the models that these guys have created, the realism, like the whole operation. They walk away, but then this person walks away, holds the pin and everything. It just
Engine 2 start complete.
There we go, holding the pin. Alright, perfect. See you later.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times.
And I'm sorry guys, I got really loud, didn't it?
Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation.
Somehow, I don't know how, but I must have hit that volume control.
Door is equipped with an escape
Because I noticed it suddenly got loud. I thought it was my headphones did something there, but I guess the stream itself got really loud, so my apologies there, guys. Alright,
In an emergency, lights will illuminate the
pre-taxi check.
The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen.
Set.
Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head
Checked.
and tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device.
Forgot to disconnect the GPU.
Cushion upon exiting the aircraft.
Wow, I am
arms
so out of
around
practice
the
on this.
cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This
Armed.
is a non-smoking flight. Smoking
Flaps
is
8
not
set.
permitted in
Flaps
the cabin
8
or
required.
lavatories.
Flaps
Cabin
8 confirmed.
lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank
Flaps
you for
8
your attention.
confirmed.
Flight controls.
Checked left.
Checked right. Pre-taxi check complete.
Cleveland traffic, Endeavour 5095 is taxiing from gate Bravo 6 for departure runway 24 left. Alright, let's get that taxi light on. And there's the threshold runway right there, so it's a pretty short taxi. Taxi checklist. Taxi check. Before takeoff, checklist down to the line.
Flight attendants, take your seat for departure, please. Cabin has been notified. Crossflow manual. Thrust reversers armed. Takeoff data set for runway 23. RNAV first fix identified. 6,000 feet pre-selected.
Set.
Fuel, bin fuel confirmed. Takeoff config.
Checked.
Checked. For takeoff, check to the line complete.
He said check my comms. Is it sounding quiet? Do I need a, I might need a, wow, why is this output volume all the way down there? Check. Yeah, no, it should be okay. And, oh, that's why it's outputting the wrong device. Thank you for that. In order for this to work, there. And Cleveland traffic, Endeavour 1595 is taking position for departure runway 24 left. Did you hear that one at all? Yeah, I didn't hear you on. I heard you in my headset because my headset was the output device, but the device for the stream was not where the VATSIM's audio was going. So now it's going there. So now that should be on stream. Why you can't hear me, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Oh, so many like moving parts when you're trying to do these streams. So many kind of like things just sort of mashed together to try and make it as seamless as possible. All right. So let's get the strobe, let's get the landing light. Below the line. Before takeoff checklist below the line.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Gas.
Checked.
Checked. Before takeoff, check below the line. Complete.
Yeah, it should be. I just looked at the VATSIM settings and I did see audio output coming out of my speaker, so hopefully it's just a distance thing at this point. We'll get going here and hopefully we can check how it works. Alright, let's get this show on the road here. Alright, Toga. Oh, this thing feels sluggish compared to the bus. Takeoff. Check thrust.
Thrust. V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Speed mode, nav mode. Active climb thrust. Increase that speed. Climb sequence.
Flaps up.
Cleveland traffic, Endeavour 1595 is leaving the airport to the west on the Pink Floyd 2 departure. After takeoff check.
After takeoff
Ladies
check.
and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please refer to the menu given to you on boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Alright, that's 5,000 climbing 6,000. That's the restriction that you were there, which is the big right turn. So we're going to just hold off at 6,000, so I'm accelerating 250 right now. There's the altitude capture. Keep it below 250, keep my ratings up there. Target like 245, I guess, for now. What a beautiful day. It's cold out there, though, -4. Glad I made the FO do the walk around. Oh, and there goes the 250, right through it. I'll try not to. That's going to be a couple of points deducted from my score there now. Shoot. Oh well. Alright, the next altitude's 14,000. So I'll preset it here, and then all we got to do is just hit climb power. That's 14,800. That doesn't help me much. That's 14,000. Just got to get to Ewer here and make this turn. It's not turning before this at all, is it? Just wait until the very last possible second. Alright, there we go. There's climb thrust. Speed is stuck at 230. We'll make it 235 for now. And there goes the climb. And away we go. Alright, once I get to 10,000 feet, I'm going to give you just a little radio check here just to see if you can hear me, because it's weird that you can't hear me. I'm hoping it's just a distance thing. I know the reason why you didn't hear yourself on stream was because I had the wrong output device, but I fixed that, so now I just need to make sure that I can transmit okay, because we're heading towards Boston's online, New York's online. We're going to need to talk to them. It is so weird for this to be so quiet too. I don't know what it is with this system and outputting to my headset, but it comes across as super quiet. Like I'm straining to hear it half the time. And radio check on 122.8. It's gonna be very annoying if that doesn't work. Alright, there's 10,000. Lights off. It's weird because I'm getting the light. I get the light when I transmit, so that's really weird. Alright. And I heard you definitely. I definitely heard you transmit, so you're definitely able to transmit, so I don't know what's going on. It's weird. Hopefully we can sort this out as we get closer to Boston. I guess we can accelerate now. Sorry, we're about 10,000 feet. I'm focusing more on these problems than... let's go ahead and climb out at 280 here. And let's go ahead and set our cruise altitude here of 30... Did I say 35 or 37? I can't honestly remember. It's either 35 or 37. It was 37, okay. Hopefully we can get all these comm issues sorted out before we get to into Boston Center's airspace here. So we got a good, we got probably about an hour before we have to get them sorted out. 45 minutes before we got to get them sorted out here. We do have Boston online, which is a good sign. That's something, that's a good step in the right direction. And we have New York online. We got New York Center. We've got 2 New York approach controllers online too. So that's great. We're going to get some good ATC there. Do we have is that LaGuardia ground? Oh, it is LaGuardia ground. We even have ground at LaGuardia. Fantastic. So we're going to have some ATC when we get to New York, which is great. I mean, maybe it's the routes. Maybe it's the fact that we're flying in and out of New York so much, but I am just impressed with how much ATC we've gotten on this season of A Pilot's Life. It just has been constant. Every single leg, I think we've had ATC, and in some cases, the entire day we've had ATC. So it's been a very good run for ATC. And now it sounds like my audio dropped off altogether. Which is weird because I can see that I'm transmitting out to you guys still. I'm just going to check on my other computer for a second here. Just give it 1 second here. And it sounds like I lost all my output. Maybe that's just me. It's weird because I can see the levels. Uh-oh. Sorry about the looking around here, guys. That's really weird. Oh, you know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. I have too many devices plugged into my other computer here. My monitor computer's got too many devices plugged into it here. There we go, that's why. Okay. All right, sorry. So I normally have like monitoring in my headset, and it seems to have completely died. And I don't know why. That's going to become a problem when I start to deal with ATC. So first of all, let's just do this. It completely died there, which is really weird. It's a little bit unnerving, and that's going to really ruin the stream later. Oh, what am I doing? Press the standard button. If I can't hear anything. So I don't know what just happened on this computer here, but it's completely killed my output monitoring. I'm going to just try and play with a couple settings here, guys, but just to see if I can get this back, because yeah, if I can't get this back, the thing is I'm only monitoring the ATC through the stream. There we go. Well, I got it back. There we go. Okay, good. Change the settings and change them back again, and it seemed to work. So okay. Whew. I feel like I'm just struggling with nothing but tech issues here today. Which is this is the hobby you're in. This is a huge tech issue hobby where things constantly rear their ugly heads. So it definitely sounds a little better to me now. But yeah, so yeah. And radio check on 122.8 at Denver 5095 123321. Okay, I got my audio issue sorted out. I think. I hope. Not going to really know for sure until we get somewhere. But the other option you have, Detroit Ground is online right now, so you can give Detroit Ground. It should be in range at this point. Give him a quick just shout and see if he can hear you and talk to you. Because I definitely heard you earlier. I definitely heard you earlier. I do have the right things. Yeah, you're making me nervous as well. Things not working well for me as well. So. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do a radio check as well with Detroit Ground. Should be within range at this point in its altitude.
4466, request clearance to help.
Delta 4466, Metro Ground, hello. Clearance is on request. Stand by your number 2.
And Detroit Ground at Denver 5095. Just wonder if we get a radio check, please.
555.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, my audio seems to work. Yeah, give him a call. You should, for ground, you should be within range at this point, the altitude you're probably at. So give him a call, see if that works. That's not good for you, yeah, because we're heading right towards New York and Boston, and there's ATC online. So, I mean, you can go text only, but man, do I hate text only as a pilot and as a controller. It's such a cumbersome way of doing it. I mean, if you don't have a choice, it's better than the alternative of zero, but it is so cumbersome from both, I think, both the pilot and the controller perspective. I think it's doable, but yeah, just cumbersome.
Good morning, Delta 386, Select 22 rise on Alpha 3.
I still 121.8, let's go 228, there we go. Alright, back to Unicom. Yeah, so everything's working properly, but what a pain in the butt this hobby can be. I 100% acknowledge that with technical issues constantly. Yeah, what a pain. You wonder why we do these things, why we put ourselves through this sometimes to get this, to get squeeze a little bit of joy out of it, but hours and hours of pain trying to squeeze that joy out. Anyways, it's been what, 3-4 weeks since I last streamed, so tons of stuff has happened in that 3 or 4 weeks. There's been lots of fun announcements. Of course, there's been lots of Black Friday sales. If anybody had airport sceneries that they were looking for, it was a good time to pick them up. Not so many aircraft on sale, but definitely some good scenery sales. There's been quite a lot of fun announcements lately. I'm just trying to think of some of the ones that really kind of I really enjoyed. I'm really interested in. I mean, obviously, there's one that's really got me kind of interested right now, and that is just this week there was a preview of an Embraer for Microsoft Flight Simulator of an E175, no less. Not even the 190s, the 175. For MSFS, it's kind of entering its first preview phases that they're starting to develop this, and it looks really good from what I saw. So I'm excited to see that airplane in the sim. I think that's a fantastic airplane, maybe even more than the RJ CRJs. The Embraer is a fantastic combination of, it is a regional jet, so it does well on short fields, relatively short fields, short legs. It's designed to do short legs, but it does have some long range, and it's very much a modern jetliner. This is still an antiquated flight deck in a lot of ways, like a very kind of like a lot of still manual kind of steps to do. I mean, there's no bloody auto thrust in this thing. The Embraer is a fully automated, full auto thrust. Like you could, set it and forget it kind of airplane, like a Boeing. Like you can just go and yes, if something doesn't change en route, you need to. You don't need to do much en route besides monitor what's going on. It very much it flies itself. You preset it. It's got a fantastic FMS with some really good VNAV programming available in it. So, and one of the things that I didn't realize how much I loved it and how much I'm going to miss it is on the ND, is the vertical profile. So, for those of you that have never seen the 175, the PFD is kind of similar. It's got it's got a top half that's attitude indicator, bottom half's a heading indicator, but the ND again, it's about top 2/3 is your typical kind of moving map display, but the bottom third is an actual vertical profile, so you can see where your climb or your descent is, how your path is matching up to the planned VNAV path, where you're going to be. It projects your altitudes forward better than some of the other aircraft. All it does, the Boeing, for example, just draws an arc at whatever your level off altitude is. Well, it's great. But what about the in-between altitudes? Like if I need to make a restriction, I can't see, if the restriction is not the altitude that I selected, I can't see if I'm going to make that restriction very well. But with the vertical profile of the Embraer, oh, that was a wonderful thing. That's something I'm going to miss immensely. So I'm excited. It's funny because when I stopped flying the Dash, it was just, it was right around the time I stopped flying the Dash. I think it was like a month before I stopped flying the Dash. I think I knew I was going to quit. I think I probably submitted my resignation. And Majestic released their Q400 for the 64-bit P3D platform, and I was all over that like a pig on like a pig in poop. I was all over that. I was so excited to continue to fly that airplane. And one of the things that disappointed me about this new sim so far is that, of course, there's no Dash 8 in this sim yet. But then it's funny that pretty much, within 3 months of me quitting flying the Embraer, here the Embraer is now coming into the sim that I like to fly. So I'm going to be able to continue to fly that airplane at least to some degree and not completely let that, 5-6 years of technical knowledge and experience just completely atrophy instantly. Of course, that being said, that brings up another interesting point. Another wonderful aircraft announcement that was made this last couple of weeks was that Majestic is bringing their Q400 into Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're going to port their 64-bit Q400 into MSFS, which is just fantastic news, because I think that's one of the ultimate airplanes for just general, kind of doing lots of commuter type missions where they're not long. You're popping into all sorts of different airplanes. It's a wonderful airplane. It's a manual airplane to fly. You got to do a lot of stuff in it, but it really is a fun airplane to fly, and I'm so happy to see that one is another great one coming into the sim, especially with the airports like Toronto City that really kind of favor the Dash 8. There's a jet ban in place. Not that ever stopped people in the sim world. But if you want to kind of somewhat operate realistically, the Q400 is the only one that's going to get you into that highly detailed airport. So that's one that's, again, I'm looking forward to. That being said, I am in no way going to be naive about that airplane. It's going to be great when it gets in the sim, but it's going to be years, a minimum. I would guess from this point, minimum 2 years before that Majestic Dash makes it into the sim, if not longer. From everything that I've kind of seen with how Majestic operates, it's a very, very, very small development studio. Just a couple of guys working on this airplane. It's a complex airplane. They don't put out a half-baked product. They have a very well thought out, in-depth, detailed product. So for them to reach the level that they like to be at, it's going to take time. It's not going to be something that happens instantly. So I'm making, I have no no false impressions about it. It is going to be a long-term process to get the Q400 into MSFS. But they did comment on their, I think it was in their forum or maybe it was on Facebook, but they did say that they finally feel that the SDK of MSFS is at a point where they can bring this airplane into the sim, where they've been, they have been watching, they have been developing it for the other platforms still. They've been continuing the development slowly, but they have been watching and waiting, biding their time, looking at the SDK, making sure that it's going to allow them to do what they want to do with the aircraft. And I think and at this point they feel like it's reached that point where yes, they can safely start development. The SDK is advanced enough, it has enough features, and it's going to continue to develop. It's not done. That they feel like this is a tenable project now, which is good because for any developer, there's basically two platforms that you need to be on now. It's MSFS or X-Plane. And it's not to belittle the P3D people, because P3D in terms of certainly realism, and maybe not in terms of realism, but in terms of being able to set up have a setup that you really got working well. It was a fantastic platform for a long time, and it still is good in a lot of ways. But at the end of the day, these developers, a lot of them, if they're full-time developers, they need to be making money as they're doing as they're selling their products. And I hate to say it, but I think the P3D platform, I think we all know, is no longer really a money-making platform. If you can port stuff onto the P3D platform that you built for other platforms, and sell simultaneously for MSFS and P3D, then great. Then by all means, I'm not saying abandon the platform altogether, but I think any developer that wants to be realistic about their future needs to be in either X-Plane or MSFS. It's the way the community has moved, and that's where the money is. I hate to say chase the money, but at the end of the day, I mean, developers are people too. They've got to put food on the table, put a roof over their heads, pay for obviously computers and development software and everything. So they need the income stream. But there are developers that have managed to make it work for both. I believe TFDI said that they were going to release their MD-11 as a MSFS P3D dual release. So you pay for the aircraft once, you can use it in either sim. You don't have to pay for it again for the second sim. It's going to be developed kind of simultaneously for both sims. And a lot of scenery developers are doing the same thing. Develop for one sim and then also take all those models, recompile them, retweak them for the other sim. It's a lot less work when you've got the base models built in 3D modeling and you've got the textures all there. That's not to say there is no work to certainly transfer between, say, X-Plane and MSFS and P3D, but less work if you've got all the base information there. So for the time you've already invested to build it in one sim, it doesn't take a whole lot more time to change the format for the other sim. 360 climbing 370. So, and you are seeing a lot more of that. I think we're seeing a lot more kind of cross-pollination between X-Plane and MSFS, where developers are developing scenery for one, and then like, yeah, we got it over here. We're going to port it over here and sell it on this platform as well. And I mean, it's good for the community. We get airports. We get lots of good airports. We get lots of good developers working on both products, and so whichever one you prefer, you get the airports you want, and it works well for the developers because they are able to have multiple income sources. They're able to reach out to a bigger customer base. So I think it's working out really well for a lot of developers in that way. But yeah, there's been a lot of really fun airplane announcements. That MD-11 from TFDI looks really good. It's funny that they announced that they are doing a pre-release sale where they'll sell you the airplane now, and what they'll do is they'll allow you into the beta testing at this point. If you purchase the aircraft now, and they're limiting it to, I think they said 1,000 copies at $80 a copy, which is $80,000 worth of income, but that's going to sustain them for the next year. There's altitude capture because they basically said like they are not expecting to release this airplane until September. I think it was either September or it might have been Q3. I think it said Q3 of 2023. So almost a full year away from release still, even though it looks really good at this point. But yeah, TFDI also is another developer that does not release half-baked products. They make sure that their products are quite... I didn't even realize we were that close to New York already. Why do I not even see myself on... Why don't I even see myself on VATSPY here? That is weird. I don't see myself on VATSPY. Alright, anywho. New York wants me to call him. 2532. Here I am just chatting away. Didn't even realize we were already getting closer to New York. It's going to be a quick flight, I think. Got a 100 knot wind behind us today, so. Yeah, 2532. We're coming. It's weird because I'm looking for myself on VATSPY and I don't see myself. There's like a server split or something here.
We're clear to Takeoff for 985. Yeah, 4407, turn right heading 040.
Turn heading 040, another 4407.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't see you on there either. Unless this is just old, outdated data, which is always possible. There we go. Yeah, it is. Okay. New York, good morning. It's Endeavour 5095, flight level 370. And say again the squawk code.
Endeavour 5095, New York Center, good morning. 7101.
7101 coming up at Endeavour 5095. There's a catcher right there. If I'd gone the other way around, I would have squawked 77, 76, 75, all the way around to 71.
Yeah, 4407, proceed direct to Merritt, climb and maintain 17,000.
101, there we go.
Direct to Merritt and climb to 17,000, that is 44.
There's our Mach number of 0.77.
There, 5095, radar contact, 18 miles west of Keating, descend and
we're going to start down before we know it here. So, as much as I enjoyed already talking about some of those other products that are in the pipeline, yeah, we got to start looking at our arrival already.
Endeavour 5095.
Endeavour 5095, sorry, say again.
Endeavour 5095, radar contact, descend and maintain flow level 330.
Descent flow level 330, Endeavour 5095. Gotta start focusing in here.
You're center, Vyasa 801.
33.
Vyasa 801, New York Center, go ahead.
Alright. Power back a little
Okay,
bit on this.
Terminal 4, parking 36, ready to copy ATC clearance to Maiquetía.
Alright, let's see if we got an ATIS for LaGuardia in range. We do. And what are we doing here? We're calling for the ILS RNAV X-Ray 31 in use ILS 4 approach available upon request. Oh, okay, so for people who can't do the RNAV X-Ray 31. Departing runway 4. And I'm pretty sure the RNAV X-Ray is the same waypoints as the visual. It's the park visual. So let's just have a quick look here.
New York Center, good morning. Citation November 19 Romeo Papa is on the ground at Teterboro, requesting IFR to Allegheny County.
LaGuardia.
Station 19 Romeo Papa, New York Center, standby number 2.
Is it Milton? Is that the...
Yes, 108 Heavy, cleared to
Milton, yeah.
Sierra Victor Mike India Airport. Score 4 departure. Yankee transition. Radar vectors ship. Sierra Hotel
Darryl,
India
Keith,
Papa.
And DC track.
Yankee 488. Web.
It's pretty much the same
Bennett
waypoints
filed.
whether you're doing the
Climb via SID,
RNAV
departure
X-ray
this frequency,
or
squawk
the
7131.
visual.
Okay, Vyasa 801 heavy, cleared to Maiquetía via Airport 4 departure. Via Yankee, radar vectors to...
Oh, they put the twin white tanks back on there.
Web.
7 high-rises. It's just ridiculous.
Yes,
They put these back on there. Thank the Lord.
Yes, 801 read back
because on the old expressway
advisory
visual,
back.
that was the important waypoint, was the two white,
call you when ready to
two white
taxi,
tanks. So it was really easy to spot.
Thank you.
And then they switched to this park visual,
altitude.
which didn't have these two white tanks, just had these 7 high-rises. And I'm like, 7 high-rises? What's 7 high-rises? This is New York City. Every building's a freaking high-rise in New York City. This is the stupidest waypoint I'd ever heard of. I must have flown this approach like 10 times. Never once figured out what these 7 high-rises they were talking about was. I'm glad they put the twin white tanks back on there. That's the waypoint they should have. It's stupid.
Endeavour 5095, cross Mark at and maintain flow level 180.
Mark at maintain flight level 180, Endeavour 5095. Alright, so we're just going to keep going down here because...
November 19 Romeo Papa, clearance is ready.
We're ready.
Number 19 Romeo Papa cleared to Allegheny County Airport. Rudy 6 departure, radar vector ZIMS as filed. Climb via SID, departure this frequency is clock 7111.
Where my level off is.
November 19 Romeo Papa is cleared to Allegheny County via the Rudy 6 departure, radar vector ZIMS as filed. We're going to be climbing via the SID, departure on this frequency is clock 7.
There we go, that'll give us mark at 180. Perfect.
9 Romeo Papa,
alright, so we just need to make sure we got all this in there. So I believe we did have the RNAV X-ray is what we had, yep, for 31.
And 1 Romeo Papa, expect runway 24.
We'll put 24.
Let's just go through this, make sure all the waypoints are in there. Man, this you're doing the arrival before you even know what's happening here.
Air Canada 985, proceed direct to Gale, climb and maintain
Mark, expect
12360.
180, Biley, expect 13000.
Gale, climb, maintain, flight level 360, Canada 95.
Yeah, it's 4407, contact Boston Center 134.7.
This is one of those cases where like almost every single restriction on this that is an expect is usually what you actually get. 5s, Allentown,
Bonanza 49185, contact
Lizzie,
Boston Center 134.7.
Beauty, expect to cross at 10,000. And Harlem, Dreams, Apple, Proud. Oops. Apple, Proud, yeah, that's all there. Just need to increase this descent rate 1 or 2 more notches to make sure we make mark at 180. And then from there we're going to do the RNAV X-ray, and that's the visual. Pachu, Shea, Gakar, Daryl, Keith, 2200, 2200 at Gakar, and then Daryl 114278. Yeah, if we can follow that VNAV path, it leads you right down to the runway there on the RNAV X-ray. Okay, so I think we're ready to brief this. The only thing I need is a gate. So let me just check the other computer here really quickly for a gate.
Bella 222, cross Biley, at and maintain 13,000. The
let's see here.
The
Cleveland
3022.
LaGuardia. Let's just find a recent flight from Cleveland to LaGuardia. And we do have a lot of endeavors. We got one later on today. So let's see what gate they're going to go to in LaGuardia. Gate 82. Alright, so let's just plan on that as well. We can remove this, and we can put this up here as well. And parking gates, gate 82. Right there. There it is. Hopefully the scenery matches when we get there. Terminal C anyway, so. Alright, let's just have a quick little look around before we do this briefing here, make sure everything's happy. Are you ready for the approach briefing?
Go ahead.
Air Center, citation 19 Romeo Papa, ready for taxi.
Alright, looks like we're going to be fine for that restriction at Mark.
Station
Okay,
19 Romeo
so
Papa,
today guys, we're doing
taxi
the Milton
via
4
Lima,
arrival into
cross runway
LaGuardia.
19
I hope I'm talking over this guy loud enough here.
24 via Lima, cross 19 Alpha, 9 Romeo Papa.
And I might just turn the ATC down a little bit for now, just so I can drown them out with this. Milton 4 for aircraft capable of 210 knots or greater. Yeah, I think we can do that in the CRJ. So we're already past Keating. We're just coming up to Milton. We're going to cross Mark at 180. That's already been issued to us. Expecting Biley at 13,000 vibes. Allentown, Lizzie, Beauty, expect to cross at 11. I've got that hard tuned in there. Harlem, Dreams, Apple, and Proud. And we're pretty much going to probably go almost straight into the RNAV X-ray for LaGuardia. So the RNAV X-ray or park visual, and we can take the park visual. It's the same waypoints and it's the same basic path. That's why the RNAV X-ray was actually created, was basically to give it all the aircraft an RNAV path to follow on this park visual. Park visual, runway 31, 3005, airport elevation 21 feet, and 3,000 foot MSA. No missed approach procedure. We're on runway 31. We'll just fly runway heading, climb up to at least 2,000 and talk to ATC about what we should do around there. And recommended altitudes are for noise abatement. Visual descent altitude from Gakar to runway 31 is a 3.2 degree slope. So pretty much by the time you hit Gakar, you want to be configured. You want to be in your final landing configuration, full flaps and everything, because 3.2 degrees is a pretty steep slope compared to the normal 3 degrees. you'll get through it really quickly. You'll be surprised how quickly you get through that, how quickly you get down there. So you want to be basically
341, you're
ready to throw out. If you're not at the full configuration, you definitely want the gear down and you want to be ready to throw out the final flop by the time you get to GACAR. So early configuration is important because it's basically one constant kind of arcing curve to final here. All right, so patch you at or above 3,000.
Darnav X-ray, runway 31 approach.
And what I might actually do here, I realize I don't have it in here. I'm just going to really quickly throw in, maybe I can just throw it in manually. I find that sometimes this thing is a little bit finicky when you start changing an approach that you already have in here. So I'm going to try and
good day against 1 over to the borough.
Patch in there, just so it's in there in case it clears to Benji. Patchu, Shay. So Patchu's about 3,000. Shay above 2,500. GACAR at or below 165 knots. Sorry, Shay at or below 180 knots. So basically, you're fully configured GACAR to meet that speed. New York Center, 2,200 or above, and then Daryl Keith and
runway
direct track.
24
Daryl Keith, direct
via
track. And I've got altitudes in there. We're going to basically just try to
Lima
follow that VNAV bug all the way down and hit all those altitudes. And we should just come out, roll out nicely at about 300 feet on final for 31. It's one of the most fun approaches to do. Doing it in the sims a little bit unnerving just because I don't trust this airplane to fly it very nicely.
Citation 9 Romeo Papa,
I don't have very good VNAV guidance in this airplane in particular. Landing on runway 31 in LaGuardia.
Star 1 actually correction. Runway
we'll
24 taxi at
brakes
Lima,
and max reverse initially.
Runway
plan a left turn off the runway, probably around Tango, I would expect. We're probably going to get up around Tango.
Okay, yeah, runway
and then most likely Bravo over Alpha down to, I believe it's going to be a November entry for lane 15. I believe it was here. Is gate 82. Terrain around here, again, is 33,000, 2,900. Especially west of the field over towards Manhattan. Weather is nice day. Winds are pretty light, 340 at 13, almost down the pipe. So
Endeavor 5095, cross Biley at and maintain 13,000. The Allentown altimeter 3022.
Biley at and maintain 13,000, 3022, Endeavor 5095.
Delta 2345, Cleveland
All right, there's altitude capture.
Terminated freaks exchange groups.
We'll just let it capture for a minute here or so before we continue down again.
Delta 433, Washington Center is closed.
Operational
service
NOTAMs and NOTAMs. Let's just have a quick look at the NOTAMs here for LaGuardia. Since we're leveling off, I probably shouldn't block my view of the airspeed for too long here. Just so I make sure it doesn't drop too far. Hit centerline marking. SIDS, we're not doing SIDS, approach procedures.
American 341, stay altitude.
I don't see anything on here. Harp, Navi 5 arrival, nothing on there. Alright, perfect, so that's fine.
American 341, radar contact, turn left heading 320, climb and maintain 15,000.
Pressurization set. Fuel checked. Altitude.
2992 inches set.
American
2992 inches set left.
1013, set right. Landing data. Set 47.
American 341, turn left heading 310, climb and maintain 15,000.
Set.
Seatbelt set.
Off.
Also in preparation for landing.
Citation 9 Romeo Papa,
set.
wind 340 at 13, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
On.
Clear for takeoff from 24, 1 Romeo Papa.
Overhead bins of items may have shifted during our flight.
Check left.
Please
Check
stow
right.
your tray tables,
Approach
return
briefing.
your seats to their upright position, and
Complete.
check the security of your
Descent check
seatbelt.
complete.
We will be landing shortly. Thank you.
There we go. That'll work just fine. And there's transition, so 3022. There's 3022. All right, we're on our way down into New York. All right. That was a really short flight. Had no time to talk about anything. Other stuff that's happened in the flight sim community in the last little while. Navigraph just had their annual survey. I think it just closed like 3 days ago, so I hope everyone had a chance to fill that out. I think it's a really useful tool to see the community as a whole. I've enjoyed reading the report. The Navigraph publishes a pretty detailed report every year after the survey closes, once they compile all the data, and you can go through it and look through it and draw your own conclusions.
What's it, 2754
interesting to see the breakdown of IFR versus VFR flying, jets versus, I don't know why that kicked off there.
WestJet 2754.
Yeah, we'll block 7132.
I don't know, I'm searching for these buttons here. Yeah, it's a really great survey. Interesting to see how the community has evolved, obviously, to support different sim software, different platforms, what people use it for.
Set fuel checked, altimeters.
Southwest
Cancel
608 approved.
Roger.
Report back.
Just really interesting to kind of see how that data comes together, what people are spending, what they use the sim for, why they fly the online networks, which networks they fly. It's just really interesting to see all that data come together. So I think it's a really neat kind of just a check on the community every year, and it happens now. They do it every year. I think it's about the fifth year running, and last year I believe they had like 17,000 responses, which. You can hear me, that's good. Which to me is crazy, like to think that that's how many people are in this community. Like I tend to think of this as a small community of 1,000, a couple thousand people, but 17,000 people, and you know, not everyone who has flight sim and plays with Flight Simulator necessarily even knows about the survey, let alone completes it. So the market, I think, is bigger than a lot of people realize sometimes, and especially with, of course, MSFS is mainstreaming the market in a big way. It's all captured.
Citation 1 of Romeo Papa radar contact.
In a way that hasn't really been done in a generation, really, if not more. Especially having it available on
Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo runway 31 left,
Xbox. It's just it's crazy.
Alpha Kilo Echo.
How many people are playing with flight sim, and not everyone is into hardcore airline flying like some people. They're just out there having fun. But sometimes I like to just hop in the sim and have fun. Pull up the helicopter and just fly around a city and just look at landmarks and
gain star 1.
Do that sort of fun thing. Like I like to do that as much as I like to. As much as I like to actually get on and do like some realistic jet flying. And I use the sim even for studying. Like I've used it as a training tool to practice SOPs, system failures, all those kind of things. I have found this to be an invaluble tool. It's really fantastic.
Heavy
but not just the airplane itself, but then also familiarity with the airports you go to. The modeling is so well done. And then you take something like VATSIM where you get very realistic control instructions. Maybe not quite the busyness of these airports, but you'll get
801 heavy Roger, runway 31 left,
procedures and instructions.
Bravo.
Helps in just even having flown the SIDS and the stars a few times. See the layout of the airport, where the gates are, what it kind of looks like from the ground. Is one thing to see it on a chart, it's another to actually kind of immerse yourself in it and be able to look around and see what it looks like and see some of the landmarks things you should recognize when you get there. So really a useful tool as a training device, but it really neat to see how many people are using this.
American 341 clear direct Gale, climb and maintain.
I will definitely talk about it on stream. Once Navigraph has released their data, I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb myself and kind of look at the trends and make comments on it. So definitely one of the future streams, you're going to see me do that. That's going to be tons of fun.
Endeavor 5095, cross Beauty at maintain 10,000. Expect RNAV X-ray runway 31 approach.
All right, Beauty at 10,000. If we can, let's request a park visual. Endeavor 5095.
Golf Papa Kilo, please send us a citation. Can please repeat the message?
We've only got 3,000 feet to lose, so it's not going to take us very much time to lose this.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa
we only have 20 miles to Beauty. All right, start down now.
Please repeat the taxi clear.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo, it's left on Alpha Kilo Echo.
Wow, perfect. Yes, 1,000 is like perfect across Beauty at 10,000. So yeah, that arc's not a bad tool. But
and Endeavor 5091, expect the park visual.
Perfect, thank you very much. It's not a terrible tool, but it doesn't give you any intermediates. Like if I was cleared to 8,000 but cross Beauty at 10,000, I would have no idea if I was going to make that if I said 8,000 on here. All right, so maybe I do need a little bit steeper descent. That's fine.
Call sign only, please.
Pacific 6660.
Pacific 6660, New York Center, Roger. Radar contact, good morning.
Yeah, I haven't heard talked to you in a little while.
250.
Where are you? You're ahead of me here. What has he got you down to? Has he got you down 10,000 feet? Yeah, no, he's got down 10. The thing about New York is that you start down early.
Walker 1400.
It's funny to look at the contrast between the U.S. and the American way of handling major terminal airspace, but they take the polar opposite approach. In
Delta 222, descend and maintain 7,000.
In Canada, we tend to prioritize the arrivals, trying to prioritize making the arrivals one continuous, nice, long, idle descent all the way down, and the ATCs, the stars and the ATCs kind of figured for that. The departures tend to be held down a little bit, and the arrivals kind of get the priority. In the U.S., it's the opposite. The departures, getting the departures up high is the higher priority, and the arrivals tend to have a very stepped down approach into the major centers for a long way out. Like we're still like, 50 or 100 miles, you're like 200 miles back from your arrival, and you start getting stepped down already when your ideal descent profile would have you start back like 95 miles from the arrival. So I find it's a difference in philosophy, but yeah,
you tend 985, are you back?
You tend to get started down very early in America. You tend to
985, A4.
Oh, there's the L
Air
capture.
985, amend altitude, maintain flight level 340.
Climb. Too much power there. Keep it around 290, 300 knots here until we get the last little bit of our descent going here. But yeah, you tend not to get you tend to get started down like very early in America, and then you're sort of sitting there and cruising in at like 10,000 or 7,000 for like 30 or 40 miles before you get your next descent instructions. So it feels sometimes like you've been forgotten about, but you're not. It's just the way the airspace is structured. It's different from the Canadian way. It's the opposite from the Canadian way. Not to say
Legion 14
I see the logic behind the American way of doing it, because
morning.
Really departure is where you burn most of the gas, climbing up to altitude. So the sooner you get the airplanes up to altitude, probably the more efficient you're going to make the operation. And yes, New York especially is bad for that because of the way the three major airports as well as the minor satellites are all structured
1400 radar contact, climb and maintain
separate departure and arrival corridors. It's not just even one set of arrival departure corridors. There's 3 different major airports plus all the satellite airports, each with their own sets of arrival departure corridors. So yeah, you're way down early because there's so many departure corridors you've got to get under. And they send you over the water, expect you to drop like a rock. Yeah, that's the JFK way, because yeah, like the best way to explain it is it's a piece of pot. It's a little more power there. It's a
Delta 222 depart Apple direct Pachu. Departing Apple direct Pachu.
It's a big pie, New York airspace. It's basically a big pie, and each of the major airports gets a slice of the pie. JFK gets the east slice, LaGuardia gets kind of the north slice and a little kind of south. It kind of gets a little bit of a slice up the middle, and then Newark gets the west slice. So if you're an arrival to JFK from the west, you've got to come over everything else and then down on the east side. Likewise, if you're a Newark arrival from the east, you tend to have to go over JFK and stay up high pretty long until
Walker
you get
1400, turn left,
drop down at the last minute. So yeah, the JFK way is not very efficient. And then Teterboro, yeah, Teterboro, for the most part, they're underneath everything. Like the ILSs for Teterboro, you're usually cleared for the ILS at 1,500 feet because you come in underneath the Newark stuff. Same with white planes as well. You tend to be underneath the LaGuardia arrivals.
Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo, wind the tree 6012, runway 21 left, taxi Kilo Echo, clear for takeoff.
Start to analyze the New York airspace and look at how it all fits together and how they manage to put so many different
Star1 cleared
arrival departure procedures into such a tight little airspace.
Cleared direct Binghamton.
You realize it's a very impressive,
Charlie Foxtrot Bravo.
Impressive if somewhat tangled web to try and get all these airplanes in and out without causing.
320 and
trying to keep like a separate corridor open for each airport so that you're not getting too many crossing conflicts at the same altitude. It definitely makes things less than optimal. And it probably, I have to say, like worldwide, it's probably one of the worst areas in terms of having 3 major airports, 3 major international airports within, LaGuardia's not international, but let's not go there. It's still a major airport in terms of traffic levels within 15 miles of each other. Like, I don't think there's any other city in the world that really has that density of airports, and they're all immensely busy. 50, 60, 70 flights an hour at all of these airports.
Just a few minutes.
Approved, report back, please.
Roger.
So yeah, you know, you go to places like LA or Atlanta, where
Delta
there's
222.
at the end of the day one major airport, really, one focus airport, and they could really make everything else revolve around that. But yeah, New York, 3 major airports.
And there are 1595 descend and maintain 7,000.
7,000 Endeavor 1595.
Again, 985. Can we have an early switch to Unicom? Because I need to get out of flight deck again. So sorry.
Again, 985. Yeah, no problem.
7,000.
Cleveland's closed. Radar service
Bring it back to idle here for a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Speed
Have
back.
a good day. Bye-bye.
New York Center, Papa Romeo, Charlie Romeo.
Papa Romeo, Charlie Romeo, New York Center.
240 for now.
Now descending to flight level 200, direct Lolly. Romeo, Charlie Romeo.
Papa Romeo, Charlie Romeo, New York Center, roger. Golf Alpha Bravo, Papa Kilo, say altitude.
Altitude 5,000.
Alright, there's 1,000. Now, do we have a LaGuardia tower
Golf
on?
Alpha Bravo, Papa Kilo, radar contact, climb and maintain 7,000.
Sounds like this guy might be the guy clearing us for the approach, so
Try and maintain 7,000.
the ground frequency and have it ready to go.
Gainstar 1 turn, right heading tree 0.
Alright, we got 1,000 feet per minute down. Coming up the New Jersey coast here. Newark is right over there, I believe.
Gainstar 1, just verify you have Binghamton, Charlie, Foxtrot, Bravo.
Because this is Staten Island right here. That's Long Island, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
you should be on about a 320330 heading towards Binghamton,
right
then
over there.
Q818.
Yeah, that's Newark. That's Newark right there.
Yep, we have
Flying right over the finals for the floors right now. I don't know what's active there, but
Pacific 6660, cross Deer Park at and maintain level 190.
Deer Park at 190, Pacific 6660.
just pick up the descent rate a little bit here to make sure we get down there.
New York, yes, 801 Heavy over Zulu, runway 31 left, ready for departure.
Staten Island.
Roger.
New
Golf
York's
Alpha
garbage
Bravo
dump.
Papa Kilo, turn left heading 060.
It's not just New York garbage dump, but on the west side here. I can't remember if it's here or if it's here. Used to be just an absolutely gigantic dump for all of New York's garbage for a long time. Now they ship it further and further away. The dumps are closed. They're just covered up hills. But you can totally see it when you're flying over them what they used to be. They were garbage dumps once upon a time.
Ready for departure.
All the garbage from Manhattan just came
Yeah,
down by barge.
Yep, I heard you the first time. Runway tree 1 left, clear for takeoff, wind tree 60 at 12.
Okay, clear for takeoff, runway 31 left.
That's 8,000, 7,000.
Heavy, thank you.
And there were 1595, depart Apple, direct Pachu.
Out of Apple, direct Pachu, Endeavor 1595.
Let's at 2754, Washington Center is closed, radar service terminated, a frequency change approved. Good day.
We'll switch on route. Thanks for the ATC. We'll talk to you again. What's that 2754? So
Alright, after Apple, direct Pachu, execute. Why if I go to the legs page, does it still say I'm on my way to MIP?
Pacific 6660, contact
For some reason it all went back in there, so we'll just go back direct Apple.
1347.
Not sure what the heck happened there.
Delta 222, wind tree 401, tree runway tree 1, clear to land.
Can I get the wind again, sorry?
The wind tree 40 at 1 tree, 340 at 13.
So, almost down the pipe, not quite, but close. What else has happened recently? One other thing that I want to point out, it's not very evident here,
and maintain level 28.
but I have to say that the new Navigraph charts, when you're on the desktop version here and the web version, holy moly. What Navigraph has done with charts now is absolutely phenomenal. I thought it was a good program before. This is just a whole nother level. If I actually loaded the flight, unload this flight, and
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo, climb maintain 17,000.
report this from SimBrief here. Just got to keep an eye on that speed.
Try and maintain 17,000.
Speed here.
Endeavor 1595, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000 Endeavor 1595.
Yeah, 2049 New York Center.
Report that, and the whole flight plan's on there. So 3,000.
Yeah, 2049, actually it's probably too late now. Runway 4, line up and wait, traffic lands, runway tree 1.
Roger, line up and wait 4, traffic on
Okay, there's
1.1.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this, if you're a Navigraph subscriber, holy moly, like look at this. Here's our flight plan for the day. The SID the en route section. The star, all drawn, no longer using like...
Endeavor 5095, cross patch you at 3000, cleared park visual, runway 31 approach.
All right, cross patch you at 3000, cleared the park visual 31, and Endeavor 5095. Yeah, we gotta probably pick up this descent here.
New York Center, Papa Papa Romeo Charlie Romeo, this is passing now flight level 210. Heading direct Bridgeport.
I think we're a little bit too high here, so we gotta get this speed back.
Papa Papa Romeo Charlie Romeo, turn right heading 220.
Right 220, Papa Papa Romeo Charlie Romeo.
Yeah, spending too much time looking around and not realizing that we are falling over the approach here and we're not ready at all because we're way too high. So we're going to get expedite down to 3000 here. And I don't know why I'm not getting the... Yeah, why we're not getting the VNAV profile at all today. So we're just going to have to fly this the old-fashioned way with the chart in the corner.
01, passing and
I'm just going to pull up the RNAV X-ray chart. We're not flying the RNAV X-ray, but the RNAV X-ray chart's got the altitudes on it.
VS801 heavy radar contact, climb and maintain
Guidance.
correction, climb and maintain
That's 4,000 descending 3,000.
7,000, Viasa 801 heavy.
And we got to slow down really quickly here. Because we got to be 180 knots by Shea, so we got to lose about 60 knots here. Once we level off here, we'll be able to lose it pretty quickly here. Let's go ahead.
Delta 222,
Flaps 1.
left Bravo, exit left, then left Bravo to the ramp. Yeah.
Flaps 8.
Flaps 8.
Yeah, 2049, wind 340, 13, runway 4, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 4, United 2049.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo, turn left heading 340.
Left heading 340, Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo.
Bearing 341, amend altitude, climb and maintain flow level 340.
Now we got the
and
speed
clear
back where it
concerns
needs to
closed,
be.
radar service terminated for exchange approved.
Of course, we also should be descending since we passed Pachu. Ah, we're really botching this approach here. And there's the twin tanks. What an obvious landmark it is here. Why you keep kicking off the autopilot, I don't know. Gear down.
Gear down.
Viasa 801, heavy turn left heading 090, climb and maintain 12,000.
Flaps 20.
KCLE-KLGA 12,000, Viasa 801.
And there are 5095, wind 34013, runway 31, clear to land.
Tree 1 clear to land, Denver 5095. Flaps 3.
Flaps 30.
Flaps full.
Flaps 45.
Landing check.
4 landing check, landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Delta 222, monitor ground, point 7.
Ground point 7.
Down 3 green.
Check the spoilers. Flaps 45. 4 landing check complete.
Roger. Alright. We just gotta watch these altitudes here.
Papa Papa Romeo Charlie Romeo, descend and maintain flight level 180, expect Alice 31 right.
Sorry, 1142. Yeah, we're a little
Down
bit high.
split level 180, expecting runway 2131 right. JFK, Papa Papa Romeo, Chomo.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo,
We're a little bit high
proceed
here
direct
still.
code, climb and maintain flight level 430.
Pretty close. If we're high, we're maybe 200 feet high. It's a tough one to fly without VNAV.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo.
AFM, proceed direct to coast and then climb to flight level 340, Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo.
Golf Alpha Bravo Papa Kilo, level 430, all the way up to cruise.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Just taking myself off because I'm getting some.
Yeah, 2049, stay altitude.
It's in here.
5,000 to 2049.
Yeah, 2049, radar contact, proceed direct to Merritt, climb and maintain a 15,000.
Direct Merit and up to 15,000, United 2049.
Alright, disengage
Yeah,
the autopilot.
1801 heavy, proceed direct shift, climb and maintain
Feel like
level
we're just a little bit
230.
low.
230, direct shift. DS801 heavy.
Maybe not.
And your center, good morning. Give
There are some buildings like right on final tune.
For,
It's just like it's crazy trying to fly this approach.
517, New York Center, Roger, expect Alice 31 right approach.
Expect Alice 31 right approach for JetBlue 517.
JetBlue 517, the Kennedy altimeter is 302 tree.
400.
Roger, we got it. We have Victor for JetBlue 517.
Wow, I am bad at flying this airplane again here. Got it in the end.
200.
New York Center, FedEx 511 Heavy with you, flight level 350 over Slate Run VOR.
100.
FedEx 511, New York Center, radar contact, squawk 7121.
7121, FedEx 511 Heavy.
10.
Papa, Romeo, Charlie, Romeo, fly heading 180.
A little long, but it wasn't terrible.
Descend and maintain 16,000, the Kennedy altimeter 302 tree.
And still made Tango.
That's right, could you repeat? Papa, Romeo, Charlie, Romeo.
Papa, Romeo, Charlie, Romeo, heading 180.
I was a little bit high on that approach, but it looks,
descend and maintain
it looks like you're
16,000,
unnervingly low the whole time.
302 tree.
Heading 180 down to 16,000. Papa, Romeo, Charlie, Romeo.
Endeavour 5095, clear on Tango.
There, 5095, left Bravo, ground point 7, see you.
Left Bravo, ground point 7, thanks for the help, Endeavour 5095.
New York Center, Blue Streak 5250s with you, Adam 15 with Vic.
Blue Streak 52.
LaGuardia ground, good morning. Endeavour 5095, turning on to Bravo Gate 82.
Endeavour 5095, LaGuardia ground, welcome to LaGuardia, taxi to the ramp via Bravo Hotel.
Bravo Hotel to the ramp, Endeavour 5095. It's Bravo Hotel. And,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the
I think we just missed hotel there. And Endeavour 5095, we just missed hotel. We're going all the way down to lane 15.
seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely at the gate. This will be your indication it is safe to move.
Endeavour 5095, sorry, second.
Yeah, we just missed hotel there in the turn. And we're going all the way down to lane 15. Do you want us to continue on Bravo or Alpha?
Endeavour 5095, whatever works for you.
Okay, we'll take it down Bravo all the way to November, Endeavour 5095. Alright, whatever works for me, works for you. Love it. And this guy did the after landing flow while I wasn't even paying attention, which is fine. He's a good, astute first officer. Yeah, that park visual, it's an unnerving approach. There's a giant marine, like, maintenance facility, like a giant boat dry dock, like, not even a half-mile final, that you cross over at like 300 feet, and you swear that the wings or the wheels are going to hit the building of this roof as you're going over it. Like it's crazy how tight this that approach is to some of the buildings over there. I think I was a little bit high, but I think I was more or less on target. I think it was pretty close to target. I was a little bit high, but overall pretty close to target. So, anywho. What's this guy doing here? I don't know what this guy's doing here. Okay, start. I don't know why that APU wasn't starting when he hit start. Let's try turning it off. doors closed, turn it on, and then press the starter. And now it's starting. Alright, GSX once again has gone to poop. And I want it for the marshalers, and it's gone to poop. Ah, you're useless, GSX, honestly. Useless. Oh well, too bad. It just, yeah, it looks like you're low. It doesn't look so bad for the first part when you're kind of on that downwind, but when you start doing that turn to final, especially that last 9-degree turn to final, it looks like you're super low all the time. It really does. Alright, so I believe this is November here. And then lane 82 is not
Endeavour
this.
1595, you can enter on mic if you wish.
Okay, we'll cross over on Mike, Endeavour 5095. Yeah, this is Mike. So November's the next one. So it's not this alley we want to be in the next alley. And I think that's you there. You park pretty close. I feel like I feel very overwhelmed by this airplane. I haven't flown it much lately, and I feel like I'm forgetting stuff. I'm not familiar with it. You know, this is not the way I would like to operate in a professional capacity, but at the same time, all of my professional capacity has been deferred to my training and trying to learn my new airplane, so I'm very much kind of out of sorts with it right now. But yeah, and that is a fun approach, but boy, yeah, it does feel like that. Like this building right here, I think it's this one right here. You fly right over it, and at like 300 feet, and you swear you're gonna hit it. It's madness, I tell you, madness. And I'm guessing you have a different scenery than I do. You probably have something resembling those. Or maybe not. No, maybe you are lined up with a gate. It looks like you're sideways into a gate there. But maybe it is good. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know in this world. Everyone's got different scenery. This scenery's not great. It's not terrible. It's not great. This is the feel there. It's sort of, on a basic level, it sort of works. It gives you much better impression than the default scenery, but at the same time, when you start looking at it closely, you see that it's very cheaply done. The textures are very cheaply done. Everything's cheaply done about it. It's not great scenery. And I don't know which one's supposed to be 82 here. 82 is supposed to be the last one. 84, 83, 82, 81. There's like too many gates here. 84, 83, 82. Hold on, let's just see if I can see what the numbers say there, because D12, D13, yeah. The trouble is, like, this airport renovation is only half done. We're going to take that next gate. Yeah, this renovation is only half done right now in the real world, which is why the chart kind of looks weird. And there's like a double building here. One's the new building, one's the old building. You know, this area over here, Terminal B, is pretty much done now, but Terminal C is a bit of a gong show right now because they're halfway through this renovation. And this scenery is kind of, I think it basically is the way it's supposed to look. They use the final vision of the airport, but it's not the current accurate vision, so things do not add up, things do not match up well. Alright, and I don't have a marshaller because GSX doesn't want to work, so we're just going to have to do this. Taxi lights off, and I'm just going to have to do some self-marshalling. Because it's a CRJ and the nose wheel's so far forward, I'm going for the first line. Go. Okay, set. Seatbelts off. The APU is available, right? Yeah, I should probably check that before I take all this stuff off here. Please remember to submit your flight. Okay, I will momentarily. Just give me a second to turn everything off on this airplane. Good to know that it all worked. Shutdown check.
Shocks and brakes.
In and on.
Seatbelt sign.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
Off. On. Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Hydraulic pump 3A.
Off.
Beacon.
Off.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Transponder standby. Shutdown check complete.
Nice. All right, we made it. Let's get that bridge over here. I guess before we do that, I should probably open the door. Put the chocks in, set some ground power, do all those things. And we are here. There it is. Welcome to LaGuardia. Nice little change from JFK. A little bit tighter, a little bit more adventurous, I think, even than the RNAV visuals, or the visuals into JFK. That winding river visual, I'm happy to do it, but boy, it feels awkward in a plane you're not comfortable with, and I am not comfortable with this airplane. I realize I don't have my webcam up anymore. I am not comfortable with this airplane in a way that I'm happy to do something like that. It's not risky, but it requires a lot of knowledge, a lot of coordination, a lot of experience and happiness with the aircraft. And I am not at that point with the CRJ. I think I used to be a while back. I could turn off some lights here on the CRJ here. I used to be that way when I first started flying and started doing these pilot life streams, and I was doing them regularly. But now it's been so infrequent that I feel very awkward flying this airplane, and I do not feel comfortable personally doing that park visual without good VNAV guidance right in front of you, just trying to call out the altitudes. And I'm by myself, so I don't even have, if I had a first officer at least who could call out the altitudes and say, hey, it looks like you're a little bit low or a little bit high crossing this point, that would also help. But I am really just doing it seat of the pants flying, kind of trying to look outside, see where we are, trying to manage the speed, trying to manage the power, trying to look at the altitudes. It's a lot to take in. So honestly, I'm not happy with that approach overall, and it's because I'm just not competent on this airplane right now. I'm I feel very out of it with this airplane, so I think the solution to that is more flying. What do you guys think? I think not today. I think that's good for today. I think that was a good stream. I think we had fun doing that. It was really quick. But it was tons of fun nevertheless, and I hope we get to do it again soon. I just got my schedule for the rest of the month, and it's not looking great for weekends right now, and given the course of the holiday season and trying to get everything ready for the holidays, probably not going to have time to do it this month perchance. I will try my hardest, and maybe we can get it done in an evening this week. This week might be the last chance I get to do it.
LaGuardia ground, flybus, lights,
but in terms of long term, I don't know when we're going to get these next couple legs done. December is always a bit of a gong show. It seems like I have a million excuses not to fly right now, and it's a shame because I do enjoy it. All right, so let's go to the flight here. Let's just hit submit on this. I know that we exceeded 250 knots below 10,000 at least once or twice. We're going to lose some stuff there. Going to lose some points on the. Going to lose some points in some of the other stuff too. So. Let's just have a look at our logbook and see what we scored on this. We didn't do terrible. Score 98, actually, that's not too bad. But yeah, like I said, there were a couple things that just did not go as well as they should have. And landing light on below 10,000 feet on the initial approach, I didn't get that done fast enough. And taxi light off at the gate, and that's because I have my honeycomb quadrant here with the fixed light switches, and so even though I did it in the flight deck, it doesn't count. So it didn't even catch me for the 250 knots below 10,000. Still, 98 is a pretty good score. Can't complain too much. Yeah, so we'll set up for the next leg on another day. Trying to keep these streams a little bit shorter because there's so much to do this time of year. But if I do that, if I keep these legs short, we can probably squeeze it in sometime this week. So if you guys keep an eye on my Discord, I will try to have a schedule sometime in one of the evenings this week. And yeah, we'll see what we can do, but I would love to try and do it. But I think if we do it in the evenings, we can probably do it. So anyways, Squibbly, have yourself a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. That was that seemed to go really quick. That flight seemed like it just ended like that. Before you know it, we're already descending. So, but yeah, it still was tons of fun. It's a great approach. I love that approach. You get some really beautiful views, but when you're focused on flying the airplane with no help from a first officer, because really that FS2 crew does not do the kind of help you need on an approach like that. It's a lot of work, and again, I'm not comfortable with it. So I would like to fly this airplane a little bit more often and get comfortable with it again, or perhaps just move on to another airplane I feel more comfortable with, maybe something with better VNAV, like maybe the 7.3 or the Airbus. So there's lots of possibilities. There's lots of companies I could go work for here that might treat me a little better.
Good morning,
I do have the 737 type rating. I do have the 320 type rating.
So pick up clearance to Boston.
There are quite a lot of aircraft airlines possibilities here. Really still focused on North America just because it's what I'm familiar with. But there are quite a few, and I can definitely get into a 3-star airline with my score pretty easily. So I need just a pay raise. Like, these pay rates are much better than, I think I'm making $14 an hour right now. It's ridiculous. So I need to get out of this airline. $16 an hour. I need to get out of this airline and start making some money in different airlines, because I'm just not making much money here. That flight made me $30-something, you know, a day. Not making very much money here as a first officer, so I gotta get working for an airline that gives me a little bit more money and maybe get this experience points up there a little more. But nevertheless, guys, still, that was tons of fun. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. Stick with me on the channel. I promise I will try in the new year, resolve in the new year, to really start getting back to streaming as close to once a week as my schedule will allow. And if you guys flex with me a little bit into the evening sometimes, we should be able to manage that. So in the meantime, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a happy holidays. If I don't get a chance to talk to anybody before then and do another stream before then, I'm going to try. But the training takes up so much time, I don't know if it's going to work. So enjoy the holiday season, relax, have fun, get out there, enjoy the flight simmings, guys, and we'll see you all out there on Twitch and in the VATSIMs, guys, real soon. Have a great day, everybody.
5778, read back correct, expect 4.